I'm Dr. Michelle Arnold, and I want to teach you how to use a tuning fork. So there are 4 different methods for using a weighted tuning fork. So let's start with a weighted tuning fork. The difference being that a tuning fork that has the weights on the end versus a non-weighted, so see, you can see the difference. So holding your tuning fork, this is the stem and this is the base where the stem meets the prongs or the tins of the tuning fork. So you can either hold it just below the base, but that may tend to give you strain in the hand and fingers. So I prefer to hold it a little bit on the base, not touching the tins. And when you strike the tuning fork, I like to strike it flat on this part of the tuning fork if you are using a mallet. So one way is to use a mallet and striking that part of the tuning fork, just like that. It gives you more surface area so as not to miss. You can strike about midway on just one side, and then you can see striking one prong will vibrate both of them, here or here. And you can play around with what sounds best, which emanates the longer lasting sound or vibration. You can use an activator like this one. This is a rubber activator, and it can sit on the tabletop, or you can hold it like so in your hand, and striking about midway or 2/3 of the way up on the flat part of the tuning fork. I don't particularly like the sound when I strike it on the heads of the weights. So I would just strike it like that, just with a little flick. And again, you can play around with the sound because it does give a little click when you hit it on the rubber mallet. So if you hit the head of it, it just has a different sound. Some people will strike the edge of the weighted tuning fork and kind of almost like a matchstick, kind of flick it like that. You can try that and see if that gives less of the click sound, but I think the sound lasts longer when you hit it here. So it just depends on what you're looking for. A vibration that lasts longer, or one that just sounds really nice and smooth in between strikes. If you're perhaps a practitioner and using it in your practice and on a client, and you don't like the disruptive sound of the click on the plastic or rubber, so just kind of like a matchstick like that. The hockey puck is another one that commonly comes with tuning forks, and it's a little harder rubber material. It does seem to give the loudest sound. So again, I'm just striking it on the edge here like that, or you can do kind of the matchstick kind of strike like that with the little hockey puck there. So after you strike let me try it with this here. So when you strike the tuning fork, you want to listen to the sound. So I hold the holes, the opening, in front of the ear, and it's about shoulder width away. Seems to be the best placement, so it's not too loud. You can play around, with that. So strike your tuning fork and then just hold it and listen. And when the sound dies down, you can strike it again and listen again, and then keep doing that however many times you want. Generally 3 times is probably plenty, but if you really just want to meditate and you're trying to do it for 20 minutes, you can just keep doing it. You can, if you have 2 tuning forks, then you can definitely listen with 2 of them, at the same time, in unison. So that's where, if I'm using 2 tuning forks, another way besides using the mallet or a rubber activator is to use your knee. So using this flat part, I would just bump it on my knee and then listen. And then you can stop the tuning fork just by placing it on your palm. So just a little bump. Or the fatty part of your pinky pad, not the thumb pad because that would hurt. So this part of kind of the heel of your palm, but more closer to the fatty pad, and hit it flat and just bump it like that. And I will do it, quite often. If you've ever had my AromaTune treatments in my practice and I'm using 2 tuning forks, just because it's a lot faster and easier, I use my hand and my knee quite often, and I will just bump 2 of them and then place the tuning forks. So then you can listen to 2 at the same time because it's just nice and easy, like that. If you have a mallet, you can definitely hold it in 2 hands, hit one, the other one, and then do it like that. And then you've got 2 that you can listen to at the same time. So the weighted tuning forks, you don't hear the sound as much, the further you get away from your ears, but they're wonderful to listen to. The sound is just very meditative. It's just a really nice hum, and then you can listen to it. You can place the tuning fork on the body or on acupressure points. So you can feel the vibration. Your body absorbs the sound, so it's great to use on acupressure points. Or just hold above the body and move it around the different areas. So the non-weighted tuning fork, like this one, again, holding the stem or the base and not touching the prongs. You need either a mallet or an activator, and I do think that you get the best sound using a hockey puck. So it doesn't sound very well on your palm, but you can get a little bit. You can kind of maybe be able to hear that. So hitting the flat part of the tuning fork, maybe halfway or 2/3, and if you need to aim so that you don't miss, kind of set it above, strike it, and then when it dies down, you can strike it again. So kind of give a little aim so that you don't miss. It's just a little flick of the wrist, right? If you use the hockey puck, I hit kind of the edge on the edge of the hockey puck. Gives a really nice ring. And when it dies down where it's really quiet, you can hit it again or stop it completely and then strike it again. And then you can see the difference of the sound. It's a little more, there's a little more bang when you strike it on this kind of activator. But the unweighted tuning forks, again, great for listening, but you don't feel it as much on the body, on the acupressure points, but you can feel it and absorb the energy, absorb the vibration, just holding it above the body, making different movements and even away from the body and working on the aura and different energy centers. So I hope that helps you. Use your tuning fork so that you can strike the tuning fork either with a mallet, an activator, a hockey puck, the fatty pinky part of your hand, or your knee. If you have any questions, please post your comments here, share and like this video. Thank you for watching.